नमस्सर्वेभ्यः कक्ष्यायां स्वागतं प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। अन्वयक्रमः इत्यस्मिन् भागे षष्ठे पाठे स्मः वयं। तत्र यथा पूर्वमपि अवगतं साक्षात् वाल्मीकि रामायणात् तस्मिन्नपि संक्षेपरामायणम् इति प्रथमभागात् पठन्तः स्मः। केचन चितान् श्लोकान् एव न तु सर्वान्। तत्र इदानीम् एतावत्पर्यन्तं किम् आसीत्? रामलक्ष्मणसीताः वनवासाय आगताः सन्ति। चित्रकूटे इदानीं भारद्वाजमुनिना आदेशिताः तत्र कुटीरं स्थापयित्वा वसन्तः विहरन्तः यथा गन्धर्वदेवाः विहरन्ति तथा इत्यपि वर्णितमस्ति नारदमुनिना वाल्मीकेः कृते। अग्रे किम् अभवत् इति पश्यामः। चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्। खेदास्पदविषयः। अत्र रामः लक्ष्मणसीता सहितः सन् चित्रकूटं गतः, परन्तु अयोध्यायां तु दशरथः विलपन् अस्ति, प्रलपन् अस्ति। ओ मम ज्येष्ठपुत्रः प्रियः रामः गतः एवं निर्गतः एवं पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा। अस्माभिः ज्ञातं यत् दशरथस्य शापः आसीत् इति। दशरथस्य शापः आसीत्, तस्य पुत्रशोकः भविष्यति। किमर्थं? पुरा यदा सः कुत्रापि वने गजम् इति मत्वा तपस्वी कुमारम् एकं मारितवान् आसीत् अज्ञानेन, परन्तु किञ्चित् तत्र सम्यक् दृष्ट्वा करणीयमासीत्, अदृष्ट्वा एव बाणप्रयोगः अभवदिति। तत्र तपस्वी कुमारस्य पिता माता च प्रायः पितरौ इति स्वीकुर्मः, तं शप्तौ ते भवतः अपि पुत्रशोकः भवेदिति। तदा सः चिन्तितवान् आसीत्, ओ मम पुत्रः एव नास्ति, शापेन पुत्रप्राप्तिः वा भवेत् इति सन्तोषमेव अनुभूतवान्, परन्तु तत्र खेदमपि आसीत्। तत् खेदम् इदानीं फलितम् अभवत्। शोकात् एषः अपि दुःखम् अनुभवति। अत्र किम् अभवत्? चित्रकूटं गते रामे, सति सप्तमी प्रयोगः। रामेण यदा चित्रकूटप्रदेशं गतमासीत् तस्मिन् काले इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे चित्रकूटं गते रामे इति सति सप्तमी प्रयोगः। तस्मिन् काले इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे सति सप्तमी प्रयोगः। सति इति योजयितुमपि शक्नुमः। चित्रकूटं रामे गते सति, at the time that he departed for Chitrakuta, when he was over there, putra shokaturah तथा। पुत्र शोकातुरः कः? पुत्र शोकेन आतुरः अर्थात आकुलः अर्थात खेदितः दशरथः एव। तो दशरथस्य विशेषणं पुत्र शोकातुरः इति वर्णितमस्ति। तथा इति अत्र at that time इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे, तस्मिन् काले। तत्तु उक्तमस्ति, परन्तु पुनः तत्र तथा इति ड्यू टु दैट इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे अपि स्वीकर्तुं शक्नुमः। राजा अन्यदेकं विशेषणं दशरथस्य। राजा दशरथः विलपन्, विलापं प्रकटयन्, क्राइंग। सुतं विलपन्, कं विलपन्? सुतं विलपन्। सुता इज द कर्म फॉर द विलापना। सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम अन्ततो गत्वा मृतवान् इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे तत् सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम तस्य तु स्वर्गगमनं सजीव प्राप्तिरासीत् परन्तु इदानीं मरणं प्राप्त्वा स्वर्गं जगाम चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्. Sometimes the Anvaya Vakya is necessarily not needed. You will start appreciating the colorful order in the shloka is actually a little more punching, little bit more punchy than the standard affair that we throw out as a Anvaya Vakya. Padavibhagah, so they have clearly shown there is only one sandhi. Putra shokaturas tatha. So the visarga has changed to sakara. So they have broken that. Okay. So sattva of visarga. So that's what they have taken. Then everything. Swargam jagama has a anunasika. Other than that, Chitrakutam has an anunasika because of Vyanjana. Here also because of Vyanjana. Gakara, Jakara, etc. Everything else is fairly straightforward. I don't see any particular. Of course, the halanta makara here has not suffered the anunasika sandhi. Sorry, anuswara sandhi. Anuswara sandhi. Anuswara sandhi. Okay. All right. So, अन्वयः एवमस्ति. रामे चित्रकूटं गते सति, bracket I would have put. पुत्रशोकातुरः राजा दशरथः, stacking of the visheshanas behind the visheshya. Sutam karmapada, vilapan, the kriya for the sutam. Okay, vilapan, but a clausal verb, shatranta, as he was crying over it. At the same time, another karmapada, swargam, as a destination, karmapada, jagama as a gamana kriya. It is a lit lakara. So swargam jagama. So what is the essence? Ramaha swargam jagama. Vilapan swargam jagama. Kimartam sutam vilapan swargam jagama. Kidrishaha dasharatah raja dasharatah putrashokatura dasharatah kada rame chitrakutam gate. So this is both the temporal element and the, you can say, the karana. Karya karana bhava. This is the karana and this is the karya. Marana. Vilapana, marana, etc. is the phala of that karana. Okay. So let me call upon perhaps Shobhana Varye, if you can read the verse for us.
Yes, sir. Chitrakutam gate rame putra shokaturasthatha raja dasharatha swargam jagama vilapan sutam.
Once more.
Chitrakutam gate rame putra shokaturasthatha raja dasharatha swargam jagama vilapan sutam.
Sutam, adbhutam, samyak patitam bagini. So now there are some questions. So I'll invite Shobhana Bhagini itself for the first question. Lagu Prashnottari. I have just added for some color. Okay. But before I launch into the questions, let us walk through Pratipadartha you guys go through. Let us see the Tatparya, because there will be some what is the technique to increase the material in Tatparya we learn every time. The stay in Chitrakuta was not an unhappy one for Rama, Sita or Lakshmana. You remember that now from previous, we saw they were like moving around like demigods, etc. was described. They were extremely happy enjoying the nature's beauty around. But on the side in Ayodhya, for Dasharatha in the palace, the separation of his dear son was unbearable. Like a dart, wow, it was piercing his heart. Thinking of him, he continuously shed tears. Vilapan. The main cause of his sorrow was that his own action had been responsible for Rama's exile. Okay, so he knew in the end it was not Kaikeyi's fault, it was himself, because he had given some unbounded assurances to her that he will abide by it. As he could have added a clause, all your dharmic requests I will abide by. There was nothing dharmic about what she was asking. In his old age, it was too much for him to take the shock of Putra Viyoga. Unable to bear the guilt, he passed away within 6 to 8 days of Rama's exile. This 6 to 8 days is an estimate. Okay, obviously, because we know he traveled, Rama and Lakshmana, etc., have traveled for so many days and have arrived here. So within a week is the sense. Excellent.
Mahodaya, one small doubt.
Huh.
Why do we say Swargam Jagama instead of Gatavan? What is
Jagama is another lakara. It is
Acha.
called Paroksha Bhutakala, lit lakara.
We
Okay,
have not
and
found.
because there is no direct evidence, this is being stated in Paroksha sense.
We have
So, like,
not studied.
what is your
now,
mother
sir.
tongue, madam?
Tamil, sir.
Tamil.
Kannada I can understand.
Poyutar endu kelpattirukken ಅಂದ ರೀತಿ.
ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಂತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಂತೆ, that is the sense.
Okay, okay.
Paroksha bhuta.
We have not studied, no, sir, till this level. We have
No. But we have encountered tons of lit lakara because of Valmiki.
Acha. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because of the original Valmiki, not this fake one. Okay, so I should be grateful to my forefathers. I should not say what they said. I withdraw. Okay. So interestingly, you see the visuals. One is from, I think, one of the current era artists from Bombay Mane or Chandamama, who's produced a series of this thing. I don't know if this is also Keshav, but it has a little bit of his hand in it, but maybe somebody else.
This is by Bapu.
Bapu, you had mentioned,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
This series is by
Telugu.
Bapu. Yeah. Both black and white and color versions are there of this series. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So you can see Kai guiltily staring from the door. Beautifully depicted. And then Vasishta almost with his hands down saying, what shall I do for this family? And then my Kausalya and Sumitra trying to help Dasharatha in his last breath. Nice. And on this side is an interesting panel. So if you see, if you go back for 400-500 years, there was despite all the invasion, etc., other things that happened, there was a general interest in the history of what India was, and even the Islamic world studied our ancient stories with interest and have depicted beautiful paintings around it, etc. So this is from one such folio. Folio means some book, copy book of Ramayana. Maybe it was in Arabic, something, I don't know, or Persian, and the paintings embedded within that book would be folio. So 16th century is the date of this. Unfortunately, it's no more in India. This is in Met Museum, I think, New York. Okay, so Lagu Prashnottari. So Shobhanavarye, your first question. Ramaha Vanavasaya Kutra Gatavan. Very easy one.
Ramaha Vanavasaya Chitrakutam Gatavan.
Gatavan. That is good. So eventually he moves to Dandakaranya further, but that is not yet come. So at this present moment, Chitrakutam Gatavan. Vana, you know, in the final exam, if you write Vanam Gatavan, it is a little lame because Vanavasaya Vanam Gatavan, little lame.
Yeah, that is right.
Okay.
Aranyam, you can say.
You can say Aranyam, but still that doesn't change that it's Vanavasa and Aranya are the same. So Chitrakuta is a better answer. And eventually the answer could be Chitrakutam apicha tataha Dandakaranyam Gatavan, like that.
Okay.
He goes to Dandakaranya later because you will realize he starts getting trouble with all this whole series of visitors coming him, telling him, come back. He says, okay, goodbye, and goes to Dandakaranya. Thanks, Bhagini. Well done.
Thank you.
So I have a very thin crowd today. So no controversies. I can pick up whom I want. Smita Pradeep. Next question for you, Bhagini. So next question is Ramasya Vanagamananantaram. That means Vanam Gatavan Tadanantaram. Tasmin arte Vanagamananantaram Dasharatah Kutra Jagama Kimartham Tatha.
Ramasya Vanagamanantaram Dasharatah Swargam Jagama. किमर्थः
किमर्थं
किमर्थं सुतं विलापहे विलाप
वनवासाय रामः निर्गतः सुतं विलपन् गतः मरणं प्राप्तवान् अथवा स्वर्गं जगाम. Like this. Very good. That is sutam vilapan is the critical element for kimartam. Okay. So vanavasaya nirgatam sutam ramam vilapan. That way you can enhance also. Well done. Okay. So now I have a much more elaborate answer here. Just let us see what I thought at 2-3 years ago. Ramasya vanavasaya निर्गमनानन्तरं राजा दशरथः मरणं प्राप्य स्वर्गं जगाम. Pretty much what you stated. सः पुत्रशोकातुरः भूत्वा दुःखितः अभवत्. विगतं सुतं रामं, I can add there, विलपन् सः दशरथः पुत्रवियोगेन, oh this is nice way of putting it, पुत्रवियोगेन मरणं प्राप्तवान्. Like, okay. Some different colors of these sentences help us to how to gather and go about writing on our own words. Thanks, Bhagini. Well done. So we'll go to the second shloka of this Anvaya Krama section. Yeah. Gate tu tasmin bharato vasishta pramukhair dvijaihi niyujyamano rajyaya naichat राज्यं महाबलः. गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः. तो पुनः सती सप्तमी प्रयोग असि गते, upon the departure, that sense. Okay. Gate tu tasmin rame, we have to add gate tu tasmin rame, by that Rama upon his departure at that time, as the Karana Bhava, Bharataha, that is Utva of Visarga, Bharataha, Vasishta Pramukaihi, there is a Visarga to Repa here and a break. Vasishta Pramukaihi, that is Tritiya Bahuvachana, by the Vasishta and other leaders of the Rajya, other leaders of the Rajya, Dvijaihi, by those who are either Kshatriyas, Vaishyas or Brahmanas, by those people, Pramukhas, Niyujyamanaha, Shanach anta, Yujyate iti Atmanepadi, Ni Upasarga, Niyujyamanaha, Bharataha. So it's Prathama, so that also goes with Bharata. So Niyujyamanaha, the one who was being deployed, who was being engaged, what we will see next, Bharataha, that kind of Bharata. Rajyaya, okay, for the sake of Rajya Niyujyamanaha. Okay, Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Bharataha. Rajyam na Aichat only. Yeah. Rajyam na Aichat. Na Aichat, Naichat. Okay. So A plus I only. Okay. So there is a Vriddhi without much change. Only the post Aikara has remained. Naichat, there is a Dakara due to Jastva, softening of the Takara, and then Rajyam comes out. So there is a Vyanjana Sandhi there. Okay. And then a Samyoga. Naichat Rajyam. Okay. Mahabalaha is another Visheshana for Bharata. Okay. So Mahabalaha Bharataha Rajyam na Aichat. Yadyapi Vyasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Saha Niyujyamana Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Asti Tathapi Saha Rajyam na Aichat. Kada Gatetu Tasmin Rame. Upon the departure of the next progeny who could have taken over the kingdom, being not there, the next elder son, now naturally it is Bharata's turn. So Vasishta and all call upon him. Probably known, it is a known fact that at the time of all this Vanavasa drama in Ayodhya, Bharata was actually in his father-in-law's house with, visiting his wife's house. So he was kind of unaware, and then he rushes back because he is now told all the drama, and pretty much at the time of death of Dasharatha, or just at that time when he has to do the Antyakriya, only he has come. Okay, sadly. So that context. गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः. Beautiful order. Not needed the Anvaya. If you see, it is falling into our head beautifully in wherever this reside these words. But tasmin dasharathe gate tu. Oh, Dashara. Okay. I said Rame gate. He had also gone, but here the Gata Shabda is for the Dasharatha himself, let alone Rama going to Vanavasa. So, correct. So, Tasmin Dasharathe gate, because the previous verse about Dasharatha's Marana. So, we have to connect that way. Tasmin Dasharathe gate tu, where did he pull? Oh, tu, okay. They have used it. Okay. Irundappo, that sense. Okay. होने से ओ टाइम पे that sense is there in the to of Hindi. Okay. वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैः द्विजैः राज्याय नियुज्यमानः महाबलः भरतः राज्यं न ऐच्छत्. So the active kriya is na ऐच्छत्. Bharata is the karta. Kim na ऐच्छत्? Rajyam na ऐच्छत्. So this is the element of the whole. Everything else is color. One is temporal color of the time of death of the Dasharatha. Another is about how the mantris and the Rajagurus, etc. are, compelling him, now you take over Ayodhya and start leading. It's time for, you are needed here, like that. Okay, beautiful. So let me call Revati Balachandran Varye.
Yes, sir.
Bhagini, you have to read the verse couple of times for us.
Okay. गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः. गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः.
Thank you, Bhagini. So well read. So Anvaye Vishesha. This time what they have now done, Samskrit Bharati has picked up this opportunity to expand a bit, because they say, okay, this is a good verse to teach a little bit more. We have been saying Anvaya Krama, let's start teaching something rather than just putting out the details as we have done so far. So they have broken off from the normal way in which they explain to go into specifics of why they are doing it that way. Okay, before we even go into that, this panel is another interesting panel. As always, I love art that goes with our history. See, this is Arabic writings right here. And the characters look a little half Chinese also. Anyway, so it must be from the that kind of region. Okay, but see, Dasharatha's funeral, Bharata faints. Okay. Ramayana of Hamida Banu Begum, a lady painter. Before 1857, one doesn't know the origin. So sometime in the 19th or late 18th century. Rietberg Museum, again not in India, it's in Switzerland. Okay. Where all the loot has traveled. So, but at least they have maintained and kept it. So now here, you can see the characters. Let's see if we can recognize. This is clearly Vasishta. Interesting appearance of Vasishta. And the Dvija Pramukhas. All the Dvija Pramukhas here. And who is this fainting? Dasharatha himself, he looks too young to be Dasharatha.
That says
Bharata
Bharata only. Okay, Dasharatha's funeral. Oh, sorry. I missed the whole point. There is a huge funeral pyre burning here, which is Dasharatha's funeral pyre. And then obviously the Shokatura Bharata there being restrained. Okay, and then I'm sure the lady characters here are all the queens. And then these are all the pramukhas of the Rajya. Beautiful painting. So you can see all this riverside. You can see some animals of the river, fish. Very interesting painting.
Sir, Bharata is shown painting, he is in the right-hand corner.
Here, yeah, correct.
And Shatrughna beside him, sir.
And Shatrughna beside him in this color, yes, correct. Yeah, and this must be the queens. Yeah, very nice. Interesting, imaginative painting and depicts some. See, so this is the Saras crane of India that is also depicted. Beautiful, and also some Indian ducks. I was not able to make out what is this colorful rock that she has painted. Must be something imaginary there. Maybe some rocks. That's how she depicts rocks, because she has
There is a
painted rocks.
crocodile also, sir.
There is a crocodile on the left bottom. Looks more like a dragon, but yeah.
You can see Ayodhya in the
You can
upper
see
corner.
Chinese influence in this painting.
Yes.
So you can see that Silk Route was very abound. So all kinds of travelers. So maybe there was a artist from China who has traveled and has taught this Begum, and she has painted under his tutelage. It may even be in her name a painting by them, etc. We don't want to go into all that, but
Maybe
yeah.
it may be Fayen or Yuan Sang who had come.
But he came much before 18th century. So
Yes.
his time was more in the 15th century.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. This is more Huenstang's time. You can see again Chinese color. It's unmistakable exotic mixture of Islamic and Chinese art in this depiction. Yeah, very interesting panels. They speak more than words sometimes. Okay. All right. So let's come to Anvaye Vishesha. We don't have luxury of spending so much time on all this, but I love looking at these pictures.
The previous slide, for a second only.
Yeah.
Okay, finish. Done.
I don't know what Mahodaya was doing. Okay. Anvaye Vishesha. After splitting up the words in a shloka, we have to arrange them. I will mute everyone. Sorry. I'm getting some crosstalk. After splitting up the words in a shloka, we have to arrange them in prose order in accordance with the case termination, which is vibhakti. That is the declension. Okay, number, vachana, etc. You will learn more about Anvaya Krama in this lesson. That is the whole. That's why I even titled it Anvaya Krama again. Let us analyze the prose order, Anvaya. Okay, what is Anvaya as a word means is lineage. Okay, in one sense it means lineage. That means how we line up the words to belong in a related, coherent way. Okay, of the shloka above, step by step, and learn how to arrange the words in any given shloka in Anvaya Krama. First, we must pick the main verb, pradhana kriya or kriyapada, verb or verbs in the shloka. See, they have put verbs. That means there can be more than one sentence. So you remember the formula, ekating vakyam. If there is a tinganta, there is a vakya. Tinganta is not needed because you can do imagine adhyaharana, but if it is there clearly, it defines one sentence on its own right, because he is the hub of a sentence, right? A verb is a hub, he or she. Okay, in the shloka. Vibhakti is a strilinga pada, so she. But kriya pada, so tinganta doesn't have any specific linga. Tingantam padam, so napumsaka. In this verse, there is only one main verb, aichat. Okay. So na aichat, active verb, there is only one. We have to see if there are clausal verbs, we will go analyze them. But the main verb tinganta is aichat. Okay. So that is the thing. Next, we must identify the subordinate clause. A subordinate clause or apradhana kriya. See, that's why that we call pradhana kriya. So apradhana kriya, that which is not a main kriya, is always accessory to the main clause and cannot be a tinganta. Another thing I am adding, it cannot be a tinganta. You cannot have gacchati and agacchati or gacchati and shrunoti in the same sentence unless there is a subordination method applied. You can, for example, yadi tarhi, that way you can connect two sentences. Okay, so that's another type of subordination. But here the subordination is by a kridanta kriyapada. Kridanta kriyapada, you will see that. Okay, but it may have its own subject, objects, etc. Yeah, we just saw Rajyaya niyujyamanaha. Niyujyamanaha is a kridanta, shanajanta. But Rajyaya is the vibhakti associated with niyujyamana. Rajyaya Aichat, na aichat doesn't happen. Rajyaya niyujyamanaha rajyam na aichat. Rajyam goes with aichat. Bharata is common karta for both places. But Rajyaya niyujyamanaha Bharataha. So Bharata is the karta of the niyojana also. By whom? Okay. Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. So there is a Karmani leading into that Niyujyamanaha and then Kartari closure with Bharata as the Rajyamna Ichat. But it may have its own subject, object, etc. In this shloka, there are two subordinate verbs. See, Gate, Gate, Sati Saptami clause, Gate, Gataha. I mean, Gataha Saptami version. And then Niyujyamana, which we know is the Shanaja, and it is in Prathama because it is associated with Bharata. Okay. Move on and read on. Number 3. We should then group the words in the shloka according to their case termination. So the third activity is case termination order. Here also, though they have shown like this, we have to be careful. We have to subclass them to belong where they belong. Do they belong to the pradhana? Do they belong to the subordinate kriya? Which subordinate kriya? Like this, you have to think a bit. Okay, but it's okay to just first make a list like this in order in which they appear in the sentence. Okay, and then make the decisions about who belongs where. But remember, the Kavi doesn't throw the words around too far away. So some honoring of his association in proximity in his kavya also has to be taken, has to be given weight by us. That will help us actually. Okay. Prathama niyujyamanaha mahabalaha bharataha. Dvitiya rajyam. Tritiya vasishta pramukaihi dvijaihi. Chaturthi rajyaya. Saptami tasmin gate. Okay. Avyayam tu na. See, niyujyamanaha, gate, they're all in the Vibhakti list. Why? Because they are all Namapadas. Like I keep telling you, though Gate carries the Kriya Vachakatvam, it is now a Namapada. Gataha, Gate, Dasharatha. It is associated with Dasharatha. I mistook it to be Rama, but it can say that also a little bit. Nothing wrong. Okay, and then Avyayam, Na, Tu, like these kind of things. This Na is very strongly associated with the Pradhana Kriya, Na Aichat. That too we can throw where we wish and get on with it. Now the words have to be put in prose order. The indeclinable na must go with the main verb as na icha. They don't give any explanation why they made the decision, but for us it is very clear because the Kavi himself had indelibly inked it as naichat. He gave us almost zero chance to move it off. Naichat, he made it. Okay, so there is finished right there. Gatetu tasmin is a usage called Sati Saptami Prayogaha. It will be explained in detail in the next level. You will encounter in Shiksha very good teaching of this Sati Saptami Prayoga. It's very, very unique to Samskritam. It's similar to the usage of upon in English. Upon is like a Saptami word, no? On top of, that sense. But it is used in the sense of at the time of, right? So upon the departure of Rama, that is at the time. Like the upon has two colors. One is at the time and also as a causal element. The departure of Rama was a causal element for whatever ensued. So there are, Sati Saptami has that power. It has the power of indicating time and the causal reason of whatever occurred. Okay, causal reason being, I mean, what I mean is Karana Bhava, Karya Karana Bhava we call it, no? Karana Bhava, reason. It will be explained in detail in the next level. For now, we shall retain these three words as they are. Gatetu tasmin. Note that there is a similar usage in previous shloka also. We just saw, you know, Chitrakutam, Gate Rame. That was that. Okay. Then sub number 3. In the words Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya are linked to Apradana Kriya Niyujyamana by the Vasishta Pramukas who are also Dvijas for the sake of Rajya. It all goes with Niyujyamana, which is in turn associated with Bharata. But Niyujyamana has the Yuj Dhatu, and that Dhatu's association is this. So by these people, so they are like Karana, and actually they are like Karmani Kartas for the yoga. Okay. Rajyaya, of course, is for the sake of sense, actual Chaturthi sense of the Dana Kriya aspect of yoga. Okay, because they have to do the Jaladana of the Rajya. In the absence of Dasharatha, Vasishta himself has to probably do it or something. The remaining words, Mahabalaha, Bharataha, Rajyam, are associated with the main Kriya, Aichat. So, I mean, Mahabalaha, Bharataha, Rajyam, Bharataha is associated with this Niyujyamanaha as the karma, karmani karma, and then as the karta for the Aichat. Okay, so it kind of sits midway in my mind. Okay, are associated with the main kriya Aichat. Niyujyamanaha is an action subservient to the main action Aichat. I agree. Now the Anvaya is Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya. This is kind of nice, no? Visheshana Visheshas in a box. Okay. Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha Rajyam Karma Na Aichat. Nice. Right? Of course, Sati Saptami has to be tacked behind all this. So next, they have gone to the next bullet, number 5. In A and A, two sections they describe. In A, they say Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi. They pick up this box. The words in this box are directly related to the verb Niyujyamanaha. That's what highlighted there. Okay. The subordinate clause Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Niyujyamanaha is related to the in turn to the main verb Na Aichat. Tasmin gate to the clause, Sati Saptami clause added in the beginning completes the Anvaya. So now the complete sentence is Tasmin gate to Dasharate bracket. Tasmin Dasharate gate to Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha. You see the tonal color I am using to collect the words? Tonal color is very important in language. Rajyam Na Aichat. So that's why Kaku is very important. Then the meaning is much more easy in your head. Okay. So if you don't pass after this two, it's not good. Tasmin gate to Vasishta Pramukaihi Dvijaihi Rajyaya Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha Bharataha Rajyam Na Aichat. It's easy for a child to pick up when we use this Kaku. Okay, this is the prose order of the shloka. The following this method, try to arrange the words in the following shlokas in Anvaya Krama. You will then be able to master the technique of analyzing verses and understanding their meaning correctly. So what they are saying is, please apply this same flow and kind of methodology in all other verses also. I have shown it for this verse. We have shown it for this verse. Please try to do this exercise. So when you get a 5 or 8 mark question, this kind of exercise has to be carried out by you in the exam also. Tasmin Dasharate gate to Pratipadartha. We will skip it. They have done in class order. See, but you see English favor. Na Aichat Rajyam. English favor. Did not want the kingdom because English places Kriya and then the Karma. That's okay. Tatparyam. Always interesting to read. Along with the pictures. Some Ashok Dongre has sketched this. Here, hopefully, Dasharatha is still not gone, but you can see Bharata screaming. But Bharata returns only after his death, so this has to be that is the dead body over there. If you were to go with the original version of Ramayana, this Kaikai, so he's just screaming at her, "What you did!" Tatparyam. Dasharatha passed away, and the throne fell vacant. One has to pity Kaikai in this whole. I wonder if somebody has painted Kaikai's viewpoint of that first chapter. She doesn't have much role after that. She has a role until they go and visit Rama in Chitrakuta. She accompanies Bharata. That way she is graceful. And Rama continues to be respectful to her. He doesn't blame her. Dasharatha passed away and the throne fell vacant. The kingdom was in danger without a king. It was the duty of the royal priest Vasishta to appoint the next king. The eldest prince, Rama, who was the heir to the throne. We are supposed to say heir, guys. I always read it in my childhood as heir. No, that H is silent. It is probably a French word. So heir to the throne had gone off to the forest. Next was Bharata. It was also the desire of his mother Kaikeyi that in fact, in Kannada we say Kaikeyi like that, but in Sanskritam the color of the word that is used more is Kaikayi. So I use that pronunciation nowadays, influenced by my Sanskrit exposure, that he should be made the king. Hence Vasishta and others decided to place him on the throne and conveyed the same to him. Bharata was no doubt eligible to ascend the throne. Born in the royal family, he was young and valorous. Mahabalaha. The actual heir was away in the forest. Before his death, Dasharatha had also yielded to this wish of Kaikeyi. In spite of all this, Bharata did not comply with the request of Vasishta and others. He thought that Rama's exile alone did not give him the right over the throne. After all, he too was a pious brother of the noble Rama. Nice. So this is that is one picture, Ashok Dongre, and this is of course Bapu. Mahodaya, Bapu, you gave the full name. Please again.
So that was
Yeah,
what
this
the
is
Papa did.
that is his
Pen name.
Pen name?
pen name or brush name.
Brush
It is a brush
name.
name, not pen name.
What is his full name?
That is Satyaraju Lakshmi Narayana.
Satyaraju Lakshmi Narayana. Wow,
Yes.
wow, wow.
Satyaraju.
Telugu.
Lakshmi
Telugu.
Yeah, he is a full-fledged Telugu fellow.
Telugu. Very nice. So you see his depiction. This is Kaikeyi. She has been put in whites here, interestingly. But is this Bharata or Lakshmana? I wonder. I don't know. In some colorful variations of Mahabharata, Lakshmana is supposed to have become very angry and all
No,
that.
sir, it must be Bharata only because
Bharata
after
only.
they left only he died, no?
No. But
Dasharatha
this
died.
picture of Bapu, we don't know whether it depicts Bharata or we don't know. Anyway, let us take it as Bharata for now. But the Khadga is a little harsh. That's all I was thinking. Okay. So any questions with respect to these verses? I think we got it well. So I think we will move on. Anuvada Paddhatihi. So translation. So when we do translations, how we should be careful, all that is being explained here. Okay. So I have put that in bullets here over in Sanskritam, but let's read it in English. You learned that while translating a specific idea, it is preferable to adopt a literal translation, Shabdanuvadaha method, so that the tense, case termination, etc. are clearly conveyed. Okay. I thought we did not learn it. So, but where are they leading us? You learned that while translating a specific idea, it is preferable to adopt the literal translation method. So that, I mean, in the beginning only, I don't think they are meaning in any serious way, only Shabdanuvada. Anyway, let's go on and read what they want to say. It's a little jarring, that statement. Because we have been talking about Bhavanuvada only earlier also. Anyway, however, while translating a story or a news item or a lengthy article, the total import, total effect should be conveyed. Bhavanuvada is the preferred one. Okay. Given below are a few other points that are borne in mind while translating. Carefully read the matter to be translated from beginning to the end once. Don't start one sentence at a time. Context is very critical. So please read everything and then come back and attempt your translation. Very important. Many times people ask me for translating into Kannada, etc. in my community here. So I try to read everything and then start, because you don't have to go sentence by sentence. Like you can put it down in 3 sentences if they have written in 15 English sentences. Better to read the whole thing and then rethink what they are trying to say and write in your own words in Kannada rather than go sentence to sentence, right? That's also a good thing to do. Then read each sentence and try to grasp the purport of it. As far as possible, construct simple and short sentences dividing the matter in accordance with the purport, with the intent. That's what purport here means. Each sentence may consist of 3 or 4 words. Okay, fine. In the initial stage, try to break up long sentences. Thus, you can minimize errors. Even if the English has a long sentence, go with short sentences in the translated language. In the beginning, do not attempt to translate passages containing technical matter or serious debates or newspaper articles, which can never be understood. Because in newspaper article, you're trying to say, is this a leftist? Is this a Congress supporter? Is this a disgruntled businessman who is writing this article? Is this a Bhakt? All these kind of analysis are done, right? So you have to go back and read again to conclude. It's so biased. So I guess, yeah. For you will find it difficult to handle both the language and the subject matter. Make it a habit to go over what you have written. Given below are a few examples to show how a long sentence can be broken into small sentences. So I summarize these bullets this way. Moolasya vistaram patanam, sushtu arthavaгаmanam, bhashantarayatne saralyam, aklishtam vastuchayanam, anuditasya punaravartanam. That comes next. Okay, after you translate, please read it yourself whether you are making sense. Once a farmer, Govinda by name, living in Karavirapura, not Karavira, Karavirapura. Okay, see, wherever there is a long vowel, they put a dash. So these all are short. Karavirapura. On his way to the city, met a friend and he asked him, is everything well? So that much is all we have. So farmer for sure, Govinda, Karavirapura is where he's living. He was going to the city. He meets a friend along the way. And he says he asked him. So we don't know whether who asked whom, but you can kind of assume Govinda asked the friend. He is confusing. If he was not there, it was not going to be confusing. And asked him. He is not needed, right? Because it confuses now. And asked him. Okay. In Samskrita, we use that saha, but we don't use that in English. So, and asked him, puts Govinda as the karta. Is everything well? So this is the translation that they have shown how to split it into. This is one sentence in English, guys, but break it down. They are saying, Purvam Kaveri Pure Govindaha Nama, by the name of Govinda, Ekaha Krishakaha, that is farmer, Vasatisma, used to live, finished. Ekada, once, Saha, that is Govinda. No need to say Govinda, Govinda again, though it will give punya, but let's stick to Saha. Ekada Saha. Nagaram Gachan Asit. See, Gachan Asit gives the Shatranta sense. When he was going, he's not reached. It's on the way, sense comes out there by the Gachan. Tada Tasya Snehitaha Marge Militavan. At that time, his friend, he met his friend, that sense, but the friend got met with him, that's something like Saha Prushtavan, he asked. So again, they have put it on the wall here, obviously, whether this Saha is Snehitaha or Govinda, it is not okay. We can leave it on the wall, leave it to the reader's thing. Okay, one asked the other is same, other asked this fellow. Both asked each other anyway in the end. So Saha Prushtavan, Kimboho Sarvam Kushalam Va Iti. Nice. Okay. Direct quote. Is everything well? See, they have added this Kimboho. Beautiful. That is how we open up, no? Enappa. Kya bhai? Like that. Kimboho. see the culture flowing into all of our languages. Of course, in rough Kannada, it will become Enolai, like that. From Kushalam Va. Tamil also has some chaste openings, which we don't want to quote here. So now, this is the primary kind of flow that is fitting what we have learned so far, right? So now here you look at the compact nature of even shorter than the English you can come out with using the depth of Sanskritam. See, Karavira Puravasi Govindakyaha Krishikaha, both we can say. Ekada nagarapati militam mitram kaushala vartam apritchat. No need to ask, is there everything well? Kaushala varta concludes the whole thing. Kaushala vartam apritchat. Dvikarmaka prich dhatu. So we can say mitram kaushala vartam apritchat. Mitram is the addressed fellow and kaushala varta is the subject matter of the prich asking or telling. So that's okay. Lang apritchat. Finished. See, you can even go even shorter if you use more depth stuff. But see, Govindakya Krishikaha concludes his name. Govinda Namakaha Krishikaha. Govinda Nama Krishikaha. That you can separate out Nama and put that also like this. Govinda Nama Krishikaha. So many techniques are there. I thought let me show the next possibility just to show how powerful the language is to compact things and avoid you can do this is called JPEG compression. No, there is a lot of noise here. You can compress this and still get the whole thing, but there is something missing now. All this kimbo, all that is missing here. It's a little lame, but if you're writing something big, it is enough to put this much. Everywhere if you go like this, people will stop reading the book after a while. Okay. Sri Ram, who was a clerk in a post office. Any questions, guys? One thing in my classroom.
Sir, yes, sir. Many
please
questions, sir.
Intercede. Yeah.
In this word Govindakya, there is a sense that this naming has been done by somebody else.
No. A Krishik, a farmer named Govinda. Govindakya Krishikaha. Like that.
The Akhya is not by, it doesn't have the sense of being by somebody else name.
Akhya is simply Nama only.
Nam, okay, okay. And two other questions, sir. One is, at the end of any question, like Sarvam Kushalam Va, so here, Kim, Va, Kila, all these have the same.
Yeah, but effect. There is a color difference, tonality difference.
Okay, sir.
Kim is lame. Va, Khalu. I mean, Khalu is more like assertive, isn't it so? Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. They can all be used.
Sir,
and
so this Akhya can be used with any other name also. So Bharatakya.
Yeah, Bharatakya. But usually when we use this Akhya in the beginning, when we introduce characters, after that you should not keep using them.
And what about in Strilinga?
Akhya, Govindakya, and Nama will become Nama or something like that.
Sir, one other question. That is these three words, Abhavat, Jataha, and Sanjataha. Again, are these all three in the same meaning?
Abhavat has a little bit sense of becoming rather than is. You're right. Okay, or became, that sense. Okay. For example, what is the difference between Asit and Abhavat is the question that comes, right? Asit was there. Abhavat, he became in the past. That little bit became sense is there in the Abhavat. Okay.
And
Ajayata, Jayate, Atmanepadi. Ajayata is very close to Abhavat, very specific that it became. There is no asdhatu sense in Ajayata. It is clearly becoming sense is more powerful in Ajayata.
Jataha and Sanjataha? Jataha.
Jataha, Sanjataha is a Ktanta of the same Jayate.
Okay.
Nothing new there. They are the different forms. That's all.
Right, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Dhatu is still to be born, to be like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
To become, that sense. Born is also there in that dhatu.
Okay, sir.
Sun is like enhancing. Samyak jataha, sanjataha happened so like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Mahodaya, one silly question.
Never silly from you.
When do we use Melitavan, Militavan and Melitavan? When do we use that differentiation, sir? We say Melita. It's a Pravesha question. Sorry to ask you.
Militavan, Militavati is what I have seen. Melitavan, Melitavati. Maybe it is the Nijanta version. I have to check the table.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Mil
sir.
dhatu, you can also check whether it becomes melayati and things like that. And melitavan means made someone meet, something like that perhaps.
Oh,
Huh?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look for it, whether that is a growth, vriddhi. Adi vriddhi is usually due to nijanta also it happens, taditanta also it happens like that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Shri Ram, who was a clerk in a post office. Now let us take help of Satyasai. Satyasai Varya, please help us read this number 2. Satyasai's iPhone, who is handling? Okay.
Namaste, Mahadaya.
Mahadaya, kindly read this paragraph for us and Samskrita.
Sri Ram, who was a clerk in a post office and did not get a pension even a year after retirement, he went to the main post office enraged, and having met a higher officer, he reported to him that he was Sri Ram, who had been working in the same department but had not received any pension so far.
So this is, we got the sense. So this is Sri Ram, clerk in post office, clerk. Generic, I have put a regular postman here. That's fine. Okay. So standard problem for all government officials, right? Especially those who are honest. So they are the ones ill-treated always. So my father also suffered a lot before he started getting his pension. I know this story very much. So for his marriage pension, that too. Anyway, so story of Sri Ram in Samskritam now. Mahodaya is going to read.
Sri Ramaha Patralaya Karyalaye Lipikaraha Asit. Nivrittehe Ekavarshananantaram api Nivrittivetanam na agatam iti saha kinna.
1 minute. I think here there is an extra nakara, which is a spelling error as far as I can tell. Eka varshanantaram. It's all. There is no double nakara. Okay, this na you cancel. Eka varsha. Oh, varshantaram bhavati. Yeah. Eka varshanantaram. Varshat anantaram. Takara has got to na. Fine. Eka varshananantaram.
Ataha saha Pradhana Patralaya Karyalayam Gatavan. Adhikarinam Drishtavan. Aham Sri Ramaha. Atrayeva Purvam Karyam Karomisma. Itopi Nivrittivetanam na labdham. Iti saha suchitavan.
Actually, Itopi is a little ill-fitting. Itopi means more sense. It could have been more like Idanim api is a better fitment there. Idanim api, even now.
Yeah.
Etavat paryantam, that could be even better. Etavat paryantam nivritti vetanam na labdam. Itopi gives like, give me more sense. Okay. Itopi means innu of Tamil or Kannada. Iti saha suchitavan. Okay, so no. Well done, Mahodaya. So we got the Sanskrit also beautifully, right? Lipikaraha. See, beautiful word for script clerk. Okay, nice. And then Eka Varshad Anantaram.
Sir,
I don't know whether how Nakara comes here. I am struggling with that a little bit. Dakara comes in my brain. So Anantaram, Ekavarsha Anantaram, Samasta. Okay, now I got it. Ekavarsha Anantaram, Ekavarsha Anantaram. So Ekavarsha has a Vibhakti Pratyaya that is Lupta because of Samasta. Api Nivritti Vetanam na Agatam iti saha kinha. Samyak. So any questions? This paragraph everyone understood?
Sir, 1 minute.
Sir.
Sir, Sri Rama Patra Karyale Lipikar Asit. Now here Asit means how do we get the sense, if we don't know the English version, that he was retired.
Next, it is not yet said it is retired. That is coming next.
Acha, because here it is, Asit means it could also mean if you only take the sentence up to Asit, then it means
Yeah,
he-
see, so far the quote is that he was a clerk. That see, they have broken it like this. See, if I want to come back to English, I will read this in English. Just listen to it. Sri Ramaha Patrakaryalaya Lipikaraha Asit. Sri Rama was a clerk in a post office. That's it. Nivrittehe ekavarshanantaram api nivrittivetanam nagatam iti sakinah. Even after 1 year of retirement, he was sad that he had not received the retirement bonus or fee or whatever you call it. Yeah, what is it? Pension. So like this you go. That's it.
Okay, sir.
I don't need to do it for a whole, but you got the idea. So the words in the original are transformed to simplify the Samskrita. Okay?
So here this word nivrittehe is also in the Sati Saptami sense?
Shashti.
Okay, sir.
Nivrittehe anantaram. Nivrittehe anantaram. An year after the retirement, of the retirement.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, understood, sir. Understood.
See, you try in mother tongue, Bengali or Hindi, you will get this. Nivritti ke ek varsh ke baad bhi, like this is the sense. Okay? Same, it beautifully
Right, sir.
translates
Understood.
into Hindi without any transport almost. Okay?
Sir, one question, sir.
Huh.
The meaning of kinnaha.
Huh.
What is the meaning of kinnaha?
Kheda, you know, kheda. Kheda means some kind of dukkha. Khinnata is the bhava of dukkha. Sadness.
Being sad, like.
Being sad, yes. Oh, what is there in the original? Enraged is there. So yeah, little bit license has been taken to take enraged as sad rather than. Actually, kruddaha is what literally said in the original. Kinnaha kruddaha cha. Maybe both sad and angry.
Okay.
Sir, this Ekavarshanantaram, it is a Savarna Dirgha.
Ekavarsha anantaram Savarna Dirgha, but internal Savarna Dirgha within the Samasta Pada.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, which other way we can say Eka Varshanantaram?
You don't need Eka. Varshanantaram is also enough. Because there is no Eka, it is one. Okay? Samvatsaranantaram, you can say.
Samvatsaranantaram.
Dvadasha Masanantaram, you can say. You want me to go on?
No, I just wanted alternative because
Yeah, plenty.
confusing.
Bahu Samayanantaram. But here directly, even a year after retirement, so literally they have put that.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so now let's see the single sentence attempt. Okay? Nivritti vetanam samvatsarabhyantarepi na prapte sati. Sati saptami yoga. See? Patralaya vilipikaraha Sri Ramaha kupitas san mahapatralayam gatva saparichayam klesham cha unnatam adhikarinam nyavedayat. Finished. निवृत्ति वेतन के निवृत्ति वेतन को 1 साल के बाद भी नहीं प्राप्त करते वक्त पत्रालय में लिपिकार जो श्री राम था वो कुपित होकर महापत्रालय कचेरी में जाकर कचेरी आई डोंट नो हिंदी वर्ड अपने का परिचय और मुश्किलाएं उन्नत अधिकारी को बतलाया. फिनिश्ड. ठीक है. ऑल वन सेंटेंस, शॉर्टर देन द ओरिजिनल इंग्लिश.
This is really excellent, sir.
No, but these translations may have some errors because I am also no Pandit. So, but more or less, at least 85-90% I am there. If I show it to my Guru Varya, he will start laughing, say, why did you put Tritiya there? You should put for this dhatu, you should not use Karma Pada. He is so clear in his brain. So, he will show me, please change that to Chaturthi. It should not be in Karma. Karma is not allowed. It's Akarma Kadatu. Like this, I get corrected. Over time, we will learn all that. Okay? Because When you get good Panditya, you become a native speaker in Sanskritam. Once you start becoming a native speaker in Sanskritam, is when you have learned it. Yeah, Mahodaya.
उन्नतम अधिकारीण तो मतलब अपने से ऊंचा अधिकारी मतलब ऊंचे पोस्ट पे वो है ना.
So instead of
Pradhanam Adhikarinam Unnatam, because here it said higher officer as an Unnatam Adhikarinam.
Right.
So instead of na agatam, we can use apraptam.
Where, in which context?
Nivritte ekavarshanantaram api nivritta vetanam apraptam iti saha khinna. Can we say that?
No, na praptam. Apraptam no, doesn't somehow fit. Okay. Apraptam probably is possible. That is attaching the nai to the dhatu itself. But na praptam iti saha kinnaha sounds better to me.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Apraptam can be used. I think. Agatam, apraptam, that sense. Okay. One more is there. So let us take this third one after the water break. 12:05. So 12:08, 12:09 in that time frame, 3 to 3.5 minutes. Let us gather back, guys. Okay, and continue. Okay, so let me invite Anuradha. Anuradha Varye, Anuradha HK. Anuradha. Anuradha Varye. Okay, she's not responding. I think Dinesh is.
Namaste, Mahadaya.
Namaste, Varye. Thanks for joining. So, Anuradha Varye, please help us read this third section slowly. Yeah.
Formerly, when King Bhoja was ruling, a farmer called Suguna, as he was in the city of Dhara, came across a gold vessel, felt happy that he had a lucky break. Purvam Bhojarajaha Dhara Nagaram Palayati Sma. Tada Sugunaha Nama Krushakaha Asit. Ekadha Saha Karshana Samaye Ekam Suvarna Patram Drushtavan Bhagyam Phalitam Iti Saha Santushta Jataha.
Santushtaha Jataha. Well done, Bhagini. So very good, straightforward breakdown of the longish sentence into clauses and into individual sentences, and very clear depiction. Very easy to understand. See this, I like this. Bhagyam palitam iti saha. There's a little bit of putting words in his mouth directly. It's more colorful than felt happy, right? So this, I like this style of Sanskritam better than what is there. Especially if you're going down to the micro details like this, it is nice to put it the way they have done here with the kaku. Bhagyam palidam. Like that, nice. And Bhagini also did a good job. Following these guidelines, you can start translating short stories. Now, I attempted two further levels of single sentence translation. Okay, just to see how, I mean, this was more a test for myself. You guys should also try these things. So let's see my two attempts. Pura yada bojaha adipatihi asit tada. So yada tada prayoga. When Boja was the king. See? When King Bhoja was ruling. Right? Tada Suguno Nama Krishikaha. I don't know. I always keep writing Krishikaha. I have to cross check if both Krishika is available. Let's assume now. Okay. Dhara Nagare. See, introduction of that as a location. Suvarna Patram Ekam Asadya. Obtaining Asadya. Obtaining a Suvarna Patram. Swasya Saubhagyena Mudito Bhavat. He became pleased with his Saubhagya. Like that. Bhagyam Palitam is more colorful than the way I put, but I have to be short, so it's finished that way. Can we go even narrower? Can we convey with leaving the unwanted details in more compact way? Perhaps I have used prak in place of pura. I could use pura also. Bhoja Palita Dharayam. See, finished. Bhoja was the Raja. He was ruling, and in that place called Dhara. So Dhara Nagara is introduced as part of that Samasta. One second, let me mute everyone. I'm getting an echo. Yeah. So Bhojapalita Dharayam Krishikah Sugunaha Swarnapatram Asadya. That I have used as it. But Ekam and all I have dropped and made it a Samasta. Swarnapatram Asadya. It is, can only be one Patra because there is no Bahuvachana. Finished. Saubhagyena Tushtaha. Swasya Saubhagyena Mudito Bhavat. Very, very extended, unwanted. Saubhagyena Tushtaha. Finished. Abhavat can be always added by the reader and he knows. Right? So Prag is also almost not needed. Tushtaha has the past tense sense in that. Right? Technically, you can kill Prag, but it's okay to write Pura. Okay. So yeah, you can drop that. So this way we can keep going. Then you can also make Suguna Krishaka into a Samasta, Krishaka Sugunaha, like that. Okay. We know farmer by the name Suguna is implicit in the way add the Samasta. So we use that. Krishak, Krish, Sugunaha yaha Krishikaha api asit. Okay. So something like that.
Sir, instead of asadya, can we write prapya?
Prapya, very good.
Okay.
Suvarna patram prapya, samprapya, prapya. Yeah. Pra upasarga apldatu apya lyabanta. Correct.
Mudito abhavat can be changed as mudidavan.
Muditavan. Correct. Correct. Muditavan. Very good suggestions. Muditaha also can be potentially used. Praptya muditaha. Saubhagyena muditaha. Karmani sense can also be brought in. ठीक है, guys. So,
what is the dhatu there?
oh, sadl, something like that. I have to check the exact origin. Oh, I have a little bit internet. Are you able to hear me fine?
Yes.
So please look up. There is I have taught in one of the classes how to go to ashtadhyay.com.
Yes.
And you write muditaha, try, or mudyate, something like that, whatever another form of mud dhatu in lang or something niche, and then that will point you. Okay? Modayati, modayate, something. You try a few variants. Modate. If it were kartari mudati, if it were if it were atmane, sorry, parasmay atmane, if it were atmane mudyate or modate, so try a few variants that you guess. What we always are unsure is which of those is correct.
Sir, which is correct, krishakaha or krishikaha?
I have used krishikaha. Whether krishaka is the only form available, I have to check.
Okay.
Karshati iti krishakaha. Karshana means to blow. It comes from the dhatu karsh. Okay, and karshati iti krishakaha. Whether krishikaha with the e also is, but maybe in stri pratyaya, maybe krishika may be there, but I don't know whether krishikaha is neither here nor there type of form. with an influence of stri pratyaya, but a pulling of form. I'm not sure.
Dictionary gives both, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. But which one you asked?
Krishakaha, Krishikaha.
No, which dictionary you searched?
These aptes.
Apte is good. Apte is very, very good. So, but if you use that learn Samskrita.cc or some portal like that from that one, all kinds of people have entered, students have entered what they think is correct. So it is only good for initial reference, not for trust, not for proud usage in an eventual thing that you want to publish.
This is a hard copy book actually.
Oh, very good. Oh, you're the one of the rare guys having that book. Very nice. So let's move, guys. Okay, so we did a few translations. I think we enjoyed that. So let us get to Sandhi. Okay, hopefully this morning session we can conclude with the 6th lesson. I don't think so, but at least let's see how much we can keep moving. So today we are learning about Purva Rupa Sandhi. Okay, so see, so far we are in the top half of the table. See how nicely they're progressing. So they started with Savarna Dirgha or maybe Guna, I don't recall now. Savarna Dirgha, Guna, Vriddhi, then we had Yana, for 4 rows. Now they are going to further exceptions within the Yana Guna region. You see this orange blob here, or whatever color you are seeing on your screens. So this portion is eligible for Purva Rupa Sandhi. Okay, so let us see what it means. Study the following examples of sandhi. Tetra agachanti iti manye. You have to pronounce this as tetra, as if this is not there. You have to pronounce. Okay? Tetra agachanti iti manye. They here will come. So I think. Okay? Aham manye. Uttama purusha ekavachana. Grihe ham. So grihe ham asmi iti saha avadat. Grihe aham asmi iti saha avadat. Broken up form, but the Purva Rupa form is grihe ham. In written only there is a avagraha. This is called avagraha. It's not an S letter. It looks like S, but it is starting from the head of the. So it's a special character. You have to write dot A on most keyboard. If you write dot A, you will get the avagraha chinha in the Sanskrit keyboards. Okay. So instead of just A, you can write dot A. You will get this sign. Okay, grihe ham asmi iti saha vadat. I am there at home, so he told. Grihe kepi na santi, ke api na santi, kepi na santi. At home, nobody is there. Chora karyam, chaurya karyam kurmaha. Choraha chintayanti. Dhiropi dhairya chutyutim prapnoti kadachit. Dhiraha api dhiropi. Okay, double sandhi. Dhira has become utva dhiro and then akara elided. With the elision, there is a avagraha in writing, but the pronunciation is dhiropi. Dhairya chutim prapnoti kadachit. Even a brave fella will lose his braveness sometimes. Bravery, he will suffer from lack of bravery sometimes. Kopi parishramam na ichchati eteshu dineshu. Nobody wants parishrama. That means nobody wants to work hard nowadays. There's a little bit of that standard. Every era, every time we get old, after we have finished our work, we think nobody wants to work nowadays. We suspect the next generation. So, okay. Kopi parishramam na ichchati eteshu dineshu. The standard lament of retired people like me. So, you get it. What is happening? Ekara, elision of the akara. Ekara, elision of the akara. Ekara, elision of the akara. Okara, elision of the akara. Okara, elision of the akara. Even if that okara is from an visarga utva. Okay, dhiro, ko, these are visarga utvas. But ke, grihe, te are original pratyayas. There is no another sandhi involved. So Purva Rupa is active even after visarga utva. So it is a sandhi that tacks on top of even visarga utva sandhi. And who is suffering this transformation in the sandhi? The word afterwards loses its akara in the pronunciation. In the written form, it is shown with the avagraha so that the mudhas that modern Sanskrit Pandits are won't confuse this with something else. Okay. Otherwise, they will think that is some guna sandhi or something like that. Okay. Dhira upi, dhiropi, dhira upi, upi, they will imagine. So all to disallow those kinds of thoughts, this avagraha is useful. Saying, look, there is an akara here. Like that. Don't think with other things. Any questions? Okay. Sandhi words.
Sorry.
Sharadvarya always has a question. Sharadvarya.
No, manye, can it also be used as I agree?
Yeah, agreement. I mean, basically that is there in my mind, that sense. Okay. I think so. I think so sense.
I believe it is, sir. Meaning is I believe.
I believe, I think so. Correct.
Okay,
I agree. I agree. Amiti manye. I agree is that longer statement a little bit.
Sorry, sir. I'm disturbing you.
No. Don't say sorry, sir. It's okay. You're asking very relevant questions. Probably you're asking questions that is there in all others' mind and they are not as free as you. That's all. Vishwanatha is unmuted. Geeta is unmuted. Shobana is unmuted. Why?
Mahodaya, I'm Geeta here. Mahodaya, in some slokams and stotrams, we come across double avagraha chihnam. So does it mean that we have to dirgha, we have to
Very
pronounce?
good question. See, that double avagraha is a Apaninian prayoga. Apanini even doesn't talk of avagraha. It is a practice nowadays of written Sanskrit to use avagraha. Okay. Avagraha is not a Maheshwara Sutra. It is a modern convenience. I don't know when it got introduced, but it is useful for moodas like me. Okay. So now this double avagraha is used because sometimes people are so moodas, they don't know dirgha plus dirgha is equal to dirgha. So to show that after split a dirgha remains, the double avagraha is used in savarna dirgha for akara. Okay, Geeta Bhagini, that is the reason. That is the reason. What is the question Shobana has or Vishwanath Varya has?
Kopi, it is kaha api.
Kaha api. Kaha has become ko due to utva.
What is the word you use, sir?
Huh?
Ka becomes ko.
Huh.
Because of what?
Visarga utva sandhi.
Visarga urdhva sandhi.
Urdhva no, utva, utva. Ukara of visarga.
Okay. Thank you.
See, visarga repha sandhi, visarga utva sandhi, visarga lopaha, visarga sattva, visarga shatva, visarga shatva. You will see all this. Okay. Visarga has some 6 variants. If you count, you can count even more. Yeah.
Sir, my question. This mantra is in Taittiriya Upanishad.
Which one, sir?
Shraddhayadeyam, Ashraddhayadeyam. There also they use avagraha. One is Shraddhayadeyam means give with Shraddha. When you are giving something, you have to give with Shraddha. Shraddhayadeyam. Next sentence they say Shraddhayadeyam.
Oh, Adeyam.
Ashraddhayadeyam, sorry. Second one is Ashraddhayadeyam.
Ashraddhayadeyam.
Ashraddhaya Adeyam, actually it should
Adeyam.
be.
Okay.
This Purva Rupa Sandhi rules do not apply.
Yeah.
But in all books, you know,
It is all little freedom they have taken. See, people enjoy reading more than what is there. Sometimes they will take even a simple Vedic verse and write 5 pages on it, right? So, yeah, it's okay. It is their freedom, but it is not a Paninian interpretation. There is no compulsion to do Paninian interpretation because these are all predating even Panini anyway. Yeah, you're right.
I talked to many Vedic scholars also. They say the same thing, that avagraha should not be pronounced, as you said actually.
Correct.
So, Shraddhayadeyam, Ashraddhayadeyam.
You should not read the akara where it is not feasible.
It should not be read actually. So
No. There is no reason for avagraha to come there and show some elision of some pre-existing akara, etc. In a savarna dirgha, you have some freedom to read harasva akara, dirgha akara, etc. But when there is nothing, how can you produce an avagraha? No.
I don't know. In all books, you know, including books published by Ramakrishna Ashrama, they use that avagraha there to indicate that.
So, okay, let's look at it. We sometimes don't see. Finally, I would say this: is what they're reading off color? No, it gives. See, that double negation gives a different reading into the same thing.
Yeah.
Give with Shraddha. If you have Ashraddha, don't give. So both are good bodhas. So I will take it. Okay. I will take it. I would. Yeah, I don't want to go into grammar and point fingers. I will take it. I look, okay, look, this guy is using his imagination nicely, and move on. Don't try to measure him too much. Yeah. If there is something sensible out of that effort, I would not blame them. If something insensible is concluded by like some people do, then we have to challenge them. What are you saying like that? Okay. Now, Sandhi words in the above sentences, mute yourself, Vishwanath Varya. Sandhi words in the above sentences should be split up as follows. Tetra, te plus atra, grihe, ham, grihe plus aham. So, you guys know the thing. I don't want to read on. So, Kaha, like Bagini asked about kopi, you see, I knew that a student will inquire. See, kaha plus api, ko plus api, kopi. This is the progress. Okay? When the letters A or O, which is padanta, red line, padanta, it cannot be even apadanta. Like, for example, right now, Vishwanath Avarya said in the beginning of a word also they imagine this rule without another padanta being there in the beginning of a sentence. So, which is padanta, the ending letter of a word is followed by a short vowel hrasva akara. The two letters are replaced by A or O respectively. That means the A is elided. In fact, they would have better stated it as the A is elided. Okay. This is called Purva Rupa Sandhi. In Purva Rupa Sandhi, the sign whatever avagraha chinnam is generally used in the written form. There is no way to pronounce it. So in the written script. Okay. So this is the Purva Rupa. Very easy. But remember, this has to be padanta ekara, padanta okara. Not some samasta pada madhye we cannot do. Inside a samasta pada you cannot have avagraha generation. Okay. All right. Very easy sandhi. One of the shortest ones to learn. So some more examples. Vivekanandodayam. Vivekanandaha ayam eshaha. Another form of eshaha. So Vivekanandaha eshaha. First break is Vivekanando ayam. Next break is Vivekanandaha ayam. Snatakopi. Snatakaha api or snatako api. Snataka means, okay, this word is very interesting. Snataka. One who has taken bath, but not in a simple bath, in a very specific procedural bath. So this one, at the time of graduation of Gurukula students, no, at different levels when they graduate, different, of course, a Brahmin has to study for longer time, and then, you know, for Kshatriyas, they finish earlier and then go on to their own studies, etc. So that graduation involves dubna, pani mein dubna, if I want to use a simple term. So the guru gives the diksha at that time, saying, okay, here you are a learned fellow, you go and do good to the world, right? So he takes leave of the Gurukula. So that today we apply this Snataka to mean graduate. They have not even bathed in sweat nowadays to graduate. But anyway, so
without bath.
Without bath. Bath of knowledge, hopefully. Anyway, so Snatakaha api. So graduate also. Vrata. So now I did some, because I was interested in this culture, I said, okay, let me dig up a little bit. So Vrata Snatakaha, Vidya Snatakaha, Ubaya Snatakaha. There are 3 levels. Okay. Vrata Snatakaha, Vidya Snatakaha, Ubaya Snatakaha. Vrata Snataka is one who studies for a while, drops out, doesn't continue the karma practice of Veda, goes into Grihastha ashrama. That means he got distracted by a spouse and entered the Grihastha ashrama. That means a little bit of stopping early type of thing. Dropout, you can say a little bit like a dropout. It's but it is not a bad title. Vratasnataka. At least he continued the dharma through Grihastha ashrama, etc. Fine. Then there is a Vidya Snataka. One who honestly continued, did not get distracted, continued the Vidya Abhyasa, and until the closure, according to the Gurukula rules, everything he has done. Then there is a Ubhaya Snataka. Though he took up Grihastha ashrama, he did not terminate his Vidyarjana, he continued and completed. So this is like the PhD scholar, married PhD scholars like sense. This is very nice. Vratasnataka, Vidyasnataka, Ubhayasnataka. Vedabhyase Nishta Bhidyate. Obviously, the best is Vidyasnataka, though it comes in the middle, but yeah. Ramo Vadat, Ramaha Avadat. Jale Asmin, Jale Asmin. So Rama told, in this water, Vishaye anasaktah, vishayenasaktah. Okay, elision. The one who is not interested in worldly matter. This Vishaya takes a very huge meaning in the presence of anasakti. Okay, that means an ascetic approach. Or when you are a brahmachari, you stick to that. Don't go into masal dosa, that kind of thing. I'm just using masal dosa as a simple reference, guys. Read more than that. Sundare ambare, sundarembare, ambara, sky, in the beautiful sky. Antepi, ante api, at the end also. Antepi saha Samskritam na jnatavan. Something like that. Hopefully not in my class, but yeah. Alpe vasare. So in very short time, in a very short time, in a little time, that was available like that.
Mahodaya, ambare is vastra?
There are two meanings, you're right. You can take it in vastra sense, and the sky is supposed to be the vastra for all of us. So that sense. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It covers all of us. Yeah.
Sir, avasara means a time or opportunity.
Avasara. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Time or opportunity.
Okay,
sir. Sundare ambare, like Sati Saptami, it sounds like.
In the sentence, it could belong in Sati Saptami. You're right. But it can be Adhikarana Saptami. Sundare ambare chandraha prakashayati. Prakashati. Something like that. So then there is no Sati, simple Adhikarana. Always
Okay,
you
we
don't
have
read
to-
Sati Saptami. There are
we have to differentiate according to the
yeah,
context.
yeah, context, correct. Normally, just the some action has to be involved in Sati Saptami. You see the thing, Gate Sati. Huh?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
just or you can at least you have to put Asdatu. Huh?
Okay, thank you.
Abhyasa. So let us do this Abhyasa. So very easy. So I'll involve somebody. Crowdsourcing will only lead to confusion. So whom I have not called. I've become very conscious now. Gita Varya has made me very conscious. So I'll call her only. Gita Varya?
Mahodaya.
So join the following words. Try about 5 of them, madam.
Astu Mahodaya. Desho adhikam ayam, deshoyam.
Deshoyam. You have to write it with the elided avagraha like this. I am showing, but she is pronouncing correctly. Continue, Bhagini.
Mrugo adhikam asti.
Murga na. Mrugo.
Mrugo adhikam asti, mrugosti.
Mrugosti. Correct. So
Narado
akara.
adhikam api, naradopi. Nile adhikam ambare, nilembare.
Nilembare. Very good.
Kalalaye adhikam apathat, kalalaye patat.
Very good. Kalalaye pathat. Thanks, Bhagini. Well done. So, if you see pronunciation, she was very accurate. She did not forget to pronounce the previous swara accurately and then go elide the akara and read the yam like that. You have to skip over the red avagraha. Okay? So, she did a precise job. So, let's invite Dinesh Shavarya.
Sir.
Yes.
Kalalaye apatat. Kalalaye patat.
Kalalaye patat. No, Kalalaye patat.
Kalalaye patat.
Next one.
Matre arpitam. Matre arpitam.
No, see what is happening. You are struggling to elide the akara. You have to practice. So matrer pitam. So you have to jump from tre to rpi. So matrer pitam. Like that you have to go. Can you try again?
Matre pitam.
Better.
Purusho adhik anyaha. Purushonyaha.
Very good. Purushonyaha.
Ramo adhik asahat. Ramo sat.
Ramo hasat. Ramo hasat. Very good.
Nagare adhik avasat. Nagare sat.
Nagare vasat.
नगरे वसत्.
Vasat. Well done.
ग्रामे अधिक अस्ति. ग्रामे अस्ति.
Grame sti.
ग्रामे अस्ति.
Grame sti. Should not be heard. Unless you want to split it. Okay. Grame sti.
ग्रामे अस्ति.
Varya, you are from where, sir?
Sir, I am from Mumbai, sir.
Mumbai. Thanks for joining. Nice. I like your enthusiasm. Mahodaya is the first one to unmute to tell me, look, call me. You're always calling the ladies. Thanks, Varya. So now Chandrakala Varya is using the same cue as Dinesh Varya, and she gets the next 5. Split the following words. Bagini.
Pustake pe. Pustake adik api.
Adik nahi, adikam. I allowed Mahodaya, but you have to say adikam if you want to say.
Adikam api. Kalo asti. Kalo adikam asti.
Why kalo? Kalo, do you know where it came from?
No, sir.
Kalaha. Okay. We have to start recognizing where Visarga has become Okara, because there is no kalo word natively. It is a parivartana of Visarga. Kalaha asti. Time is there, like that. Okay. But it is for the current exercise, it's enough to write kalo adhikam asti. Adhikam or adhikaha, people use both. Adhikam is enough.
Kotra. Ko adikam atra. This is coming from ka.
Kaha. Very good. This is from kaha atra. Who is there? Like that.
Okay. Krishno titihi.
This sounds harsh, no? Titi. In Dakshina, Titi means that's it. Titi is actually simply a good time, but we apply it in Dakshina to mean that final 13th day ceremony. So in Kannada, especially, we say on Titi Aitu, like that means oh gaya. So this is a little harsh. Krishno Titi, but yeah, Bhagini, you break it.
Krishno adikam atitihi.
Atitihi. So he is a guest. Krishna atitihi. That is again Utva of Visarga. One more, Bhagini.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Krishno atithi. Krishna adhikam atitihi samyak asti ka?
Krishna na. Krishno adhikam atitihi in the first step. Next step, Krishna adhikam atitihi.
Krishna. That's
Krishna becomes Krishno. Then Purvarupa also applies to change the akara to elided akara.
Sir.
Lopa.
Thank you, sir.
Sarve vadan. Sarve adikam avadan.
Avadan. Well done. Okay, everybody told. Thanks, Bhagini. So
it is pustake api is pustakam plus api, isn't it, sir?
No, why pustakam? Where did pustakam come? Where did makara? See, Bhagini, don't do more than the sandhi kriya. Don't go further saying what may have generated pustaka there, whether it is part of a samastapada. All that you don't go that far. Just stick to the reversal of the sandhi you see. Okay?
Just pustake plus api.
You're not allowed to generate non-present things like kam, pam and all that. Okay? Pustake, api, that's it. But there is no further come, because in the pustaka also, pustake is saptami vibhakti word there. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Sarve. So sarva shabda, nitya bahuvachana, sarve, like that. Sarvaha, actually, sarvaha is also used in the sense of ekavachana, also bahuvachana, but sarve is particularly in pulling a bahuvachana form. Okay. Ko, kaha, pratama vibhakti, ekavachana becoming ko. So that is a parivartana of visarga. Krishno is parivartana. So pustake, sarve, native. Kalo, ko, Krishno, visarga, utva. Okay. Adhyapako also like that, but that next person, which is Indira Bhagini, is going to help us. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Adhyapakoham. Adhyapako militam aham.
Militam, well used. See, Bharya is showing another technique. Militam. Continue.
Mayuro nyutam. No. Nrutyata.
Nrutyat.
Okay. No, I couldn't see it properly.
No problem.
Nrutyataha. Then Mayuro Anrutyat.
Anrutyat. Yeah. So there is no visarga. Mayuro nrutyat is how it is in that combined form. It becomes Mayuro anrutyat. Well done. Slowly, go slowly. Don't rush. Continue.
Putro Navaratam. Putro Militam Anavaratam.
Anavaratam. Well done.
So Kridat. So Militam Akridat.
Akridat. Well done. Saha akridat, but so akridat. Well done.
Udaharanasmin. Udaharane Militam Asmin.
Asmin. Well done. So the Udaharane, and I think that was the only example he got where there is a native ekara. Others are all utvas. Adhyapakaha, Mayuraha, Putraha, Saha, etc. Okay.
Sir, what is Anavaratam?
Okay. Putraha Anavaratam. Ratam means one who is engaged.
Always.
Avaratam means one who is
Always.
Anavaratam means continuously engaged. That sense. Correct. Always sense. Okay. I have tried to go from the dhatu, but Mahodaya straight is anavarata. So that means unbroken effort. So putraha anavaratam pidam akurvat mataya. Something like that. I'm always imagining very garbage scenarios, but yeah.
Mahodaya, in Kannada, there is one song where the last line says Rakshisu Nanna Anavarata. So I was thinking all these days God is called as Anavarata.
No.
Continuously protect me, that sense maybe.
Anavarata is always, sir. In Kannada, it is
Kannada, I know. Bhagini knows that, but she thought there may be also God by that name who is always active. That is nice imagination. Navaratna, Anavarata. Why can't she imagine that way?
Yes, exactly.
In
Hindi, Anavaran, or in Marathi also, Anavaran means to inaugurate.
No, that's
Anavarana means to remove the avarana. Correct. Yeah. That one is coming from avarana, anavarana. That means avarana means enclosure, anavarana means removal of the enclosure. I mean making it without enclosure. That is inauguration. Correct. That is, you see the original dhatu and come there, you know how it has traveled to that meaning. That's why the meanings are rudhi. Meanings are rudhi. The original dhatu also teaches why that rudhi came into being. Okay. That dhatu is different. This dhatu is different. Anyway. So we have, unfortunately, we don't have time to conclude it in the morning session. Looks like we have to do a bit in the afternoon and then conclude. Yes, Varya, what is your question? Akiraju Varya.
This avagraha, always while speaking, it has to be omitted.
Yes, correct.
There is no half.
No half akara. Harasva akara is all that is left. There is no quarter. So we just have to elide it, or you split and pronounce. That's all. Pustake, api, like that you go. If you don't want to cause doubts.
That is accepted.
But many places, kotra, pustake, api, we don't think about think about this Sunday. It happens in the mouth as if kotra becomes like a permanent new word in our head. Kopi. Kopi, nobody. There's so much we use, no? Kopi nasti. Like that. Huh? Ramopi gachat. Like that. Huh?
No, in some cases like apatat and all, kalalaye patat. That it becomes kalalaye patat. So instead of apatat.
Patat is an illegal form, whereas apatat is a legal form. Correct.
It is no, there is a Vetireka word, no. So once you hear kalalaye patat.
It happened here, you see what you said, nrutyat. There is no nrutyat as a kriyapada. Nrutyat is there as a lang kriyapada, right? So mayuro nrutyat. So same thing happens with patat. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. In many cases it happens.
It's a kalalaye patat. Yeah, that one. Yeah, correct. That's what you were referring to. Yeah. Okay. So let's call it a morning session. Go have your lunch, take a nice rest, but come back. We have some more interesting things to conclude in the 6th lesson and then jump into the 7th one. We keep moving. But one thing, it doesn't look like July we will conclude. There is too much left to study. So a little bit of August you have to bear with me. Looks like. Huh? Okay, guys. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
See you at 3 o'clock.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಮಹೋದಯ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Yes.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
And